Hello, welcome to episode 140 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I am Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Stevie Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to take all of our issues and the various problems that life throws our way, and we let them punch us, Steven. We let them beat us up. They punch us and they punch us and they punch us until they're out of breath. They can't breathe at all. And then we just take one fist and literally decapitate our issues. We knock their heads off.
Just completely punch it right off. Professional boxer.
Just a single, we have no boxing knowledge or practice whatsoever, but just so you know, we've not worked out ever in our entire lives, but one punch will decapitate all of our issues. If you want some context for this, stay tuned for later and I will explain why I just said the thing I said. However, Steven and I, we get together and we take all of our issues and we try to overcome them best of our ability and get something done. Most recently, Steven, we've been working on issue 2 of our comic book Deathless, and I think it's going really well so far. I've personally had a couple of slow weeks between sickness, and Steven, this week I'm just gonna come out and say it. I made a little mistake with my body this week, Steven. I made a calculated error in the drinking department. Steven, it resulted in the great hangover of 2023.
Man,
my
I can't
body
remember the last time I was hungover.
Exactly, Steven. And I was gonna say, Steven, unfortunately, I have to reset my clock and say I have been puke free since 2023.
Oh man.
It's been
you've been puke free for a week is what you're telling me.
Man, yes, hardly. It was so bad, Steven. But anyway, so I didn't really get my stuff done. I had to do this podcast.
Wait. So hold on. What I'm hearing you say is that
Steven succeeded this week. Steven did a good job.
I did okay this week. I still didn't do my 2 pages.
Steven. Anthony's a failure. I can't do that to you and not have me do it sometimes. Come on. I fail. No, it happens. So anyone who's watching this that or hopefully welcome to our show. If you've never seen it before, every week we talk about how we did, what we were trying to do, and if we accomplished it or not. Then we get into what we did with our week and what got in the way. And then we talk about what we're gonna do and stuff. It's hopefully you'll enjoy the conversation, Steven. But this week you did some pretty freaking amazing stuff, from what I've seen.
Yes, so I finished that one panel on that one page. I think that's all that was left on it, the between the legs shot. And then I did all of page 12. Is it 12? I think it's page 12. Yeah. That's crazy, dude. We're it's really, it's nipping at the heels. So I really still want to push for June. I still want to get it done by June.
I did say we're trying our best to get it out by July. So or by the end of July, we're trying, and that's, everyone knows, especially with COVID and everyone's having weird paper shortages and all sorts of issues all across the board. But I think things are getting better. We're getting better. So hopefully, as long as we're doing our best and we're being as transparent as we can, I think people understand.
I feel that's one of the perks to backing our Kickstarters is you literally get weekly updates on where we're at on the project. It's not there's just silence from us or anything like that. You just have weekly updates until
you get to see when I fail and Steven makes something beautiful. And I make something disgusting in the toilet and around the toilet, and my life is spinning out of control. No, actually, I've been doing really well lately. Actually, having a really good life mostly. It's just I did do this guest thing on a podcast with Diana from Critically Stupid, and and it was a thing where we drank while we were having a conversation.
Oh no.
Even that thing that happens. The thing that happens when you're sitting and you're drinking, where you don't feel it, especially if you're in the middle of a conversation and you're just you're trying to be entertaining and have fun with people.
Absolutely.
You're in one position, you're not really moving around a bunch, maybe gesticulating a bit, and then you stand up and you realize how much you've had. Yeah, you're the mistake sinks in, everything washes over you, and it's just ooh, I'm gonna be in this for a minute. Oh my god, Steven, it was so bad. I mean, I'm not gonna describe things. However, it was I got to a point where at one point I did kind of black out, and I woke up and I was did that happen? And I was like, oh yeah, it happened. That happened.
Oh, it totally
Totally
happened.
There was like Anthony wrote a whole journal entry about how this never can happen again, and then also destroyed it. No, it was no, it was a mess. But otherwise, I've had a really good time. Like it was your birthday. It was Cammy's. We're allowed to say her name, right? I don't know if
yeah. I'm pretty sure I've said Cambria on Twitter. So
I think so too. But yeah, it was.
But yeah, just so you know, Cambria, because I love Coheed and Cambria. That's not even a joke. Both my daughters are named after our Coheed and Cambria characters. So,
but it was Cammy's birthday party, so we got to spend time with you guys, which was awesome. You know, we got to go to a fun trampoline park and like jump around and have a good time. I don't
like their system. I don't appreciate their system for parties.
Now I wouldn't normally be the one to complain because I didn't throw the party and I wasn't in charge of any of it. So I just go along for the ride. I'm not gonna cause waves. I'm not that kind of. However, Steven, 2 hours is a long time to jump on trampolines before having pizza. I expected to go there, half an hour jumping, eat some pizza, make some questionable decisions about jumping after pizza, maybe. You know, like that's what I thought was going to happen, where it's like, oh, we fill up our bellies a little, we go jump, and then we're tired because of both of those things combined. Now we want to go within the hour and a half, 2 hour, like space. Not the case. They were like, no, you stay out there. You're not allowed to go anywhere else. You live out there for 2
Yeah, buy our expensive concession drinks, even though you get unlimited soda once you're in the room. Like, it made no sense, Like, it was stupid.
Steven paid a ridiculous amount of money for this wonderful birthday party for his daughter. And she said, and I quote, "This is the best birthday I've ever had in my life." She said that numerous times. I will say that. So it was worth it. It was great. But Steven, what kind of company, a smart one, I guess, like company that wants to stay in business forever, but like what kind of company charges people that much for waters and such and refuses to let them into the room where they paid for unlimited drinks? That's insanity.
No, like in my opinion, anytime I've been anywhere, Chuck E. Cheese, even like locally, Sunsplash, when you throw a party, you have a designated seating area for your party, and then you go back and you go forth. This is your home.
Yeah.
We had no home. We were just awkward parents standing watching our kids jump.
Nomadic kangaroos just bouncing to and fro. Chaos. It's anarchy in there. If you've ever been to a trampoline park, it is anarchy. I watch kids kicking kids by mistake, just kids kicking kids intentionally, just bodies slamming into each other. It was nuts. It was madness. And then there was chaos at the end. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it.
It got even more chaotic. I don't even think I told you. You just edit this probably. But
what if we don't use names? Okay, what if we just say, okay, how about this, Steven? I'll do this. You tell me if it's acceptable at the end, okay?
Okay.
So we go to this room, right? We finally go after imagine 2 hours of trampolining with millions of kids around. Like, I'm not exaggerating. There were millions of kids with their gross kidness swimming around and bouncing around us with the sweating and the grossness. Just millions of them. After 2 hours of that, they were like, your room is open, and we were like, yes, finally we get to be treated with like the royalty that Steven paid for. We're like, yes, this is our time to shine. We get in the room, and it turns out that they gave us like the Little Mermaid suite. It was soaked. The floor was wet. It was just
they clearly just mopped with dirty mop water.
Oh yeah, no, they were like, guess what? With your price, you get to play the floor is lava. No extra cost, baby.
It's so slippery in here, and you guys just have, and all the kids have on is just socks, so they're gonna have fun with that wet socks.
They're like, don't worry, we put rubber on the bottom of their socks so the kids are safe. Like, no, they're not. We don't want this. That's gross. Like, this is terrible. Anyway, so the floor is saturated, right? The people don't seem to be doing much about it. One person from our party speaks up a little like aggressively, and kind of just like, hey, you got a mop or something? You got a towel? Like, I can help clean this up. And one of the employees was a teenage person, didn't appreciate it being spoken to at all, let alone like with any amount of tone. And he was like, I got it, bro. I got you. It's my job. I got it. And was mean about it. It was kind of like rude. And the initial person who was trying to help in such a way, they were just escalating one another back and forth. It became a thing where they were like, garg at each other, like there's nothing beyond that. And then, they part ways. We go back into the room. They serve us food. Then things just get dramatic, right, Steven? Like,
yep.
The manager came in and recognized that there was some like an odd amount of drama happening. And she was like, listen, I'm so sorry about this. I will comp the comp whatever I can of this situation. That's what I heard at least.
Which I want to like, we weren't even asking for like that,
No, of
not
course
even a
not.
little bit. Like that whole situation was could continue.
Yeah, no, that was of course not. It was like a manager of a restaurant coming over. Like you had a weird interaction with this server, and you can have your stuff for free, and you're like, oh, I don't really. They were just a little weird. This is, it's uncomfortable, but okay, cool. I'm not gonna say no to a free,
Yeah, free party,
a free party,
a free party. We had a horrible time.
We had a horrible time. Yeah,
moment.
I mean, we were there for so long. We were like, okay, I mean, so that was cool. We were like, okay, well, it's unfortunate that this altercation happened, but it's nice that there's some silver lining here. So we're there as we're about to as your daughter's about to blow out the candles. You're getting the candles set up for her cake.
It's so crazy, dude.
Like
it was
an episode of. Dude,
I felt like I was in. We were Malcolm in the Middle. We were that family, and just that. I was like, what is happening right now?
But dude, so cartoonishly as we're getting ready, you could see a lighter coming over, just preparing to light this cake as we're filling our lungs with the oxygen to go happy birthday. We're about to start singing. The manager comes back in and kind of points to the one of the people in the room. Is just come here, and it turns out we got kicked out because the employee said that things happened that didn't necessarily happen, or that things happened in a way that they didn't necessarily happen, and it was just
protecting their job because the manager was definitely very upset at the employee.
Yes.
And there was definitely some untruths being spoken that did not happen.
And it sucks because dude, I felt
we weren't even trying to get that guy in trouble either. No, that's the thing.
We just wanted to move on and have a birthday party, and then this guy is just oh well, actually, what happened? And clearly didn't tell the truth, and it resulted in the most awkward Home Alone, Malcolm in the Middle chaos of us all gathering our things and quickly shuffling out of the door. What else is there to do? And it was so bizarre, and I felt so I'll tell you, I felt bad for Cammy because I was it's her birthday. I felt so much worse for Tina because I could see her face. I could see that Tina was just so upset. I was just this isn't fair. This didn't have to happen like this.
No, I feel like what happened was the manager overswung from the information she got, and then the employee all that needed to happen was that employee just needed to be separated from the situation and someone else just give, whatever. But I think she went the opposite way and over punished him.
Yes.
Which led to him having to fabricate something to make it. But yes. So after you left, so we were where are we going to do the cake? I don't know where we're going to do the cake. So we did the cake on the back of Ricky's truck, which was once again, just really pounding down that Malcolm in the Middle situation for me. I literally felt like I should look at the camera and Frankie Muniz it or Jim it, if
Life
you will.
Is unfair.
Yeah. Just, can you believe this is happening right now? And just the dialogue. But so as we're trying to blow candles on this cake, bro, 4 cop cars pull up.
No.
So my guess is what happened.
Okay.
Is I'm not positive, but my guess is that she was if this really happened, I gotta call the cops now.
Of course.
And he was probably
yeah,
call the cops now.
We'll call the cops now.
And dude, so basically nothing happened besides statements and everything.
Yeah. I mean, because
any sort of situation like that, it's he said, she said. It literally is, except that he definitely is the liar. But
I'll give a little bit more context to the people who are listening. I walked up before these two people began interacting. I walked up to find the swamp, and saw the upset party goer, and I heard everything he said and the way he said it, and I will say on record that I mean, he had a tone, he was upset, it was a gross situation that no one should have to tolerate. However, he didn't do anything, or he didn't say anything that was objectively bad or violent or overtly.
Oh, there was accusations of a shove.
No,
and that definitely didn't. That definitely did not happen.
I watched, so yeah, that clearly didn't happen. I watched if I were in court right now, I would tell the judge I watched at the very least 99% of their interaction. Now it might have been 100% of their interaction. I'm just saying that after he left, after they parted ways, if there was anything after that, maybe, but I didn't see 1 second of that. I don't think there was. I think that was completely it. I think it was just lying. I think the kid didn't want to lose his job, and he didn't think there would be any consequence to him lying, because there isn't. You know, like the reality is he doesn't have to prove it, and he can't, and like no one can prove otherwise, but you can't prove that it happened. So like nothing's going to happen to the party goer because there's no evidence of any physical altercation. But the employee's going to get away with it and ruined an 8-year-old birthday just to get out of being an aggressive jerk. Which is
this is why I take the passive panda approach in almost every situation, because it's like the Dr. Stephen Strange just kind of looking around and seeing all the possible outcomes, and it's like you're not party goer, you are absolutely not wrong for doing what you did. It's just sometimes you gotta be me and eat shit for no reason, Sometimes it just happens.
I don't know. I mean, I'll say it because I'm not as close to party goer, but like I think that there's a way to have some tact with the way you communicate with service people, and like if you imagine now, like, and it's just like it's a weird amount of empathy. Like that's why empathy is the thing that we have to explore and actually enact and together. It's like it's an action that you perform. It's not a thing that it's not magic. It's like both people at the same time had to go, hey, ooh, this must suck for them. There's a very wet floor and they've been out there for 2 hours. Like, I better go in there and clean it. Like, I'm so sorry. Whereas the party goer could have very easily been like, there are millions of children out there who've been pulling at this, employee, and he's probably getting yelled at constantly to clean all these rooms, and he's probably doing his best, but he's frustrated. And I'm yelling at him. Crap, I shouldn't do that. Sorry, bro. And it's just like you have to be able to see from one another's perspective, and neither of these people really found that level at all. They were both seeing the world in their own perspective in the moment, and they butted heads, and that's what happened. It was one person was just like, I'm trying to clean. The other person was like, why aren't you cleaning? And it was just like, oh, okay, well, this communication is not gonna happen. Like, you are not it's not a Simba and Nala situation. It's not like Timon and Pumbaa came up and they're like, ooh, I can see it happening.
What? And they don't have a clue. Who?
They'll throw some fists, and he is the bottom line. This party is down the tube. No fists were thrown. I'm just joking, Judge. But
anyway, shake some fists.
Yes,
and here's the bottom line.
But it was so bizarre, and like, I'll tell you, for me, in hindsight, I'm glad it happened because it was funny.
Captain Hindsight. Yeah, it definitely, like, that is a day that happened. Like, it's a day that happened, right?
It came for you. Remember that 8th birthday you had when we were all kicked out, like, unceremoniously?
I mean, and like, dude, like the truck bed cake was actually still really awesome. And the parents that came to that, like, aside from you, like, are just people that understand these situations. It wasn't like, judgy people at all. It was all like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Like,
it would be so funny if they were, though, if they were just like, we're being arrested.
Just making it like 10 times worse. The only thing that sucks because of this, because this went the way this all went down, is I don't know what she's buying them for me when or what occasion, but I saw like 3 gargoyles figures from Target in the back of Tina's car. So I know I have some like gargoyle figures coming my way. So
it's your anniversary.
Maybe Father's Day. I'm assuming she's saving for Father's Day.
Yeah, dude, but it was a crazy week with like the birthday and being hungover and doing all that. So I didn't get a lot of my stuff done. Your stuff looks gorgeous, but
so you like those action poses, by the way? Those were handcrafted. Those weren't.
No, they're gorgeous. I think like all like the pages you've shown me are so good. Like, they're so cool. And you came up with the idea. Hang on, cut, Anthony. I came up with this really cool idea. You came up with this really cool idea to put the characters' names, which, dude, is like one of my. I'm so glad you thought of that, because like it's one of my
favorite. Dude, when I watch Smoking Aces, I'm like, yes, I love this. The Trevor brothers, I'm like, yes,
it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like Smoking Aces, anywhere that does like the cool poof, like like they do the slugs, like the cool tags on like the movie Feast. There are a lot of cool movies like that where like it pauses and you get like this cool title of like a character introduction, and it's like we've already met all these characters, but now we're getting like this cool slug introduction of like their powerful form and what they are now, like, and it's kind of like in relation to their D&D character, which is really cool. And I really love that idea. So that's why I came up with it and put it in the comic. No, it was amazing.
And dude, the only reason why I even came up with it is I literally had this weird negative space there because the way I wanted the panels to go is if you follow it, it goes like this, this, and then this, and I wanted that flow, and I'm like, how can I? So I drew that angled panel cut, and I'm like, there's a weird space there. I could draw background, but no, the way he's standing there, it looks like an epic pose. I'm like, comes right off, and then yeah, dude, I think it's gonna work. No, and that's gonna be so. And we can play with the number part if you want, because eventually you can show like how much stronger some of the other ones are. Like whatever. Like
I mean, oh, no spoilers, but yeah, there's gonna be some powerhouse characters coming up.
Absolutely.
So Steven, every week we talk about like what happened this week, and then you know what our show is very segment based. I realize we have a bunch of like fun segments where like we talk to robots and we pitch, ideas. We do monster tests and all kinds of fun stuff. I want us to give like a few examples of that. But first, Steven, before we get into our like fun like segments that people seem to like, and like questions from the colony and stuff, I want to just take a second to just tell people about one of my favorite comic book series that I found while doing this podcast, which is Jeff Schiller's Magic Powder is on Kickstarter right now. Issue 4 is available. I'll put some of the art here. You can see like this is a like urban fantasy like amazing story with like elves and magic and wizardry and all kinds of cool stuff, just like combined with like a like sort of a like just street level like mafioso cool like Godfather feel. Like it feels like if like Tarantino wrote a Lord of the Rings movie, It's just like it's like as if you took the Lord of the Rings and then you found characters we've never heard of in a town that no one's ever like been to because that's where you die, and you let Quentin Tarantino write about those characters. That's how it feels, and like I love it. And like Jeff is such a cool person, and all of his books are so good and creative, and it has like that spark that I just like I freaking love, and I feel like you and I strive for, and like I think we reach that, and I think that like we I don't know, it really resonates with me like when I read his work and like get to talk to him and stuff, and I'm like he feels like our people, and I want people to go and support it. Like I love his book.
He's consistent too. Like you need to understand like this is definitely an ongoing series, but this dude, it pumps out content like your book, like each issue, each thing. Like this dude is always launching new Kickstarters for the next one. He's got them done. Like there is no waiting.
He's so good. He's reliable. I mean, he's just all we need is for more people to show up for the books, and that's really everyone's problem. Like that's all we all have that problem. Like Steve and I, like we all struggle hoping that the audience will show up. And here's the thing, dude. What drives me crazy is people love him. Like people love his book, and so many people love his book. It's just not everyone has the money to put enough in to help the project be successful. So enough people are willing to put like $1 or $2, but like we just need it. Like if you have an extra $3 or $5, go get a digital copy. Go get some stuff. He has some of the coolest reward tiers.
For sure.
And
you can add on almost every tier, whatever. Like you can customize your Kickstarter package to him like so well. Like I mean, whatever you're gonna get,
So I wanted us to take a second to just talk about his book, because like it's amazing. I really do believe in it, and I think that it's important to show up for the people you believe in. Like he's one of our friends. He's part of the community that I feel like we're a part of. Like there's several little weird circles, but like I feel like he's in our Venn diagram of weirdos. And like I appreciate But yeah, so if you're out there and you have any amount of like interest in this book, or just some extra money you want to throw to help out something that we truly believe in because you believe in us, I'd really appreciate it, and I'd love you. I will post all the links below, and just know that we're thankful. So Steven, let's get into this. I'm going to talk just real quick. I'm going to do a super quick monster test. Steven, let's do a real quick monster test, like super quick.
It's the time to test your brains, because it's the monster test. Are you gonna pass or fail? What does this monster do? Monster Chest.
Steven, this week, every time we get together and we do a monster test, we talk about a specific creature, a monster, some kind of like spooky entity, and we just try to dissect it a little bit and figure out what we think it is versus what is it. We figure things out. We put it to the test, and we find some science in there. We're not going to get to the bottom of this one this time. I just want to. This is more like a monster quiz. I just want to like. I want to.
This is a monster. Dip your toe into the water.
That's right. That's all it is. Steven, we're going to talk just briefly about Jason Voorhees, okay? And just like every time we do a monster test, I want you just briefly give me what is a Jason Voorhees?
So I believe plot-wise, like he is, and this is a good person to ask because I'm not a huge horror movie fan. Like I know Jason, I know Freddy, but I don't watch these movies inside and out.
That's actually okay. Hang on, I'm sorry, dude. But this is actually why one of the reasons I love doing this on our show is like. Our show isn't a horror show. You're not a huge horror fan. And just like our comic conjectures, it's fun to just kind of play with what are these characters that we know like a little bit about abstractly, So it's kind of cool. Because like even me, I love horror movies. I have like horror movie posters. I've met horror movie people forever. I have horror movie tattoos. Like I love horror movies. I live horror movies. I don't know all of the Jason Voorhees lore. I've seen all the movies. Like I've seen the movies all at least once when I was a kid, like growing up. But recently I rewatched one and I've learned some things. So I want to know now. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Steven. So what is it, Jason?
From what I remember from like his introduction and what he is that he was like kind of like not the brightest child and like was at a summer camp and then drowned in the lake because the camp counselors were too busy banging. Right. To like notice he was drowning. Right. So he's obviously just from that startup, he's obviously undead, possibly demonic. So that's the only way for me to really aside from just like whatever movie logic, right. Jason Voorhees has to be like not a high level, but a relatively powerful demon repossession of a humanoid body. Take like a revenge demon, like a revenge, like that, right. like Anya from Buffy. Yes. But like, yeah, like a revenge demon, like this spirit was so tortured that this demon takes over and like seeks its vengeance.
Is there a movie in which Jason hates rabbits? Let us know in the comments section.
Ooh, it might just be Anya.
It might just be Anya. Just Anya. It's just who he is. We cracked that case so fast. I did not expect it to be
explains why Xander wanted to bang him in movie. No, I was kidding.
Yeah. So, but Steven, just very briefly, I wanted to talk about. So I watched the movie. It's Friday the 13th, number 8, which is a funny title in general. But Friday the 13th, number 8.
We're throwing lots of numbers at you.
Lots of numbers at you. But it's Jason
Friday the 13th, Manhattan, number 8, part 2. Jason takes Manhattan.
Jason takes Manhattan. Now, here's the thing. The majority of this movie does not take place in Manhattan. It takes place on a boat. It takes place on what I take to be a graduation party boat of sorts. So like just very briefly, there is like the movie opens up and it's a couple on a boat and they're like on a little houseboat and they're like they're like older teens and they're banging, like the way people do in horror movies. And then the guy's like, "Oh, wait a second, aren't we right near that camp? This is that camp where that stuff happened." And then he leaves the boat for a second, or not leaves the boat, but he like leaves the cabin of the boat for a second. He puts on a Jason for like a hockey mask, and he comes in. He's like he pretends to stab the girlfriend. She's like, "Ah!" While this is happening, we realize that when he dropped anchor, his anchor hit this like electric cable, and the cable broke and shocked Jason's body at the bottom of this lake,
resuscitated
him, rejuvenated him, resurrected this monster, this revenge demon, this Anya, if you will. Like, so he woke up Anya with a little bit of like electricity, and so Jason gets up and he immediately is just like, I'm murdering again. Here we go. Like that's
here I go killing again. Back on my bullshit.
Jason shows up
killing again. Back on the prowl.
So Jason shows up back on his bullshit immediately. He like kills this guy, takes the mask, kills like he hunts the girl, kills the girl. Now here's the thing. I was expecting, I don't know what, like because I had zero memory of this movie. I was like, why does he go to Manhattan? How does he get to Manhattan? What is this movie gonna be?
He's just on a plane from
So, but I was like, I don't even know where Camp Crystal Lake is. So I was like, are they close? Like, can he walk there? Like, he only walks, So then I was imagining he's just like, I'm sailing. Like it's just like Jason just like staring off, just like I'm the king of the world. You know, just it's just Jason. And I was like, no, what is he gonna do? How does this work? So then they cut over to like this party boat. But okay, so it's a graduation boat with like eight kids on it. It's like no one's on it. Like I don't even remember how they explained this because I was laughing throughout most of this movie, but I was like, it's like a graduation boat and there's almost no one on it. And there's like drama, you know, blah blah blah. So Jason finds his way onto this boat and he's just like, now we find out that he's after this specific girl who just happens to be on this boat because Steven, we find out that she's having these flashbacks because when she was a kid, she was pushed into water. And when she was in the lake, in the water, underwater, trying to flop around, learn how to swim, she saw the child, Jason Voorhees, underwater, and he grabbed at her, right? So she like gets out of the water as a child. Now she's a teenager, an older teen, like 19, you know, like maybe 20s. I don't know. Like, well, no, she's graduating.
Which, let's be real here, kind of puts the Jason lore in a very tight decade, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. No. Okay, Steven. But here's the thing. Okay, and that's what I'm getting at. That the reason I'm glad you said that because the reason I really wanted to just bring this up really quick, okay, is I'm gonna spoil this movie for you guys. First of all, go watch Jason Takes Manhattan. It's hilarious. It's worth watching. It doesn't matter if you've seen if I tell you everything that happens in the movie, it's worth watching. There's a scene. Now I'm gonna give context before I get into the thing I was about to say. I'm gonna give context to my issues thing in a second for Steven. So because it's so freaking funny. But Steven, so he goes around, like, so he finds this girl, he's chasing this girl, like, oh, I know this one. I have a recognition of this one. I've seen her once, gotta kill her. Now, in my mind, Steven, I think of Jason's perspective, right? You gotta think of like the two perspectives. We need that empathy in there, right? Like, I mean, like imagine you're a child and you're drowning underwater perpetually. Like you're stuck underwater somehow and you're stuck there and you're drowning. You were like just left for dead by everyone, right? A young girl drops down and sees you and doesn't think, I need to help this small child. She thinks, I need to go and never come back, right? So like in his mind, she completely abandoned a drowning boy and left him for dead underwater. And he's like, I'm going to get my revenge against this heartless so-and-so who probably helped put me in this situation. Right. So it's
she's the reason I'm a revenge demon now.
She's the reason I'm a revenge demon. Maybe he's trying to thank her. We never really get to find out. So anyway, he's pursuing her like endlessly, right? Like relentlessly. So much so that like eventually they get him off the boat in like this crazy like situation, and the boat docks and they're in New York, and it's like, yeah, haha.
You are not safe in the city.
Steven, in one of our biggest cities, one of our most famous cities, one of the busiest, the crazy, like the hustle and bustle city, like it never sleeps. It's constantly people, like buildings for days, like skyscrapers all over the place, and they're being pursued by a wet, resurrected, hockey playing mutant that doesn't do anything but walk very slowly, just slugs. They cannot lose him. They have like he has like heat seeking like eyeball because he gets stabbed in the eye, so he only has the one at this point. So like dude, he makes every turn right. He has GPS for sure. He has like a killer GPS, like a stab PA. I don't know. Like he's amazing. But he's always finding them. Like one of them, Steven. So for me, my first thought is, first of all, you don't stop, right? Like you turn corners and you just keep going. You get in a cab and you go that way, and you just don't stop. And you win. Like you win. Jason's not gonna.
You just ultimately, this is like the snail thing. Remember, like,
yes,
you're rich forever, but a snail chases you until you die. You just keep moving.
Yeah,
you're good.
Yeah, and then like, I mean, the snail's gonna lose you at some point because it's a snail. He doesn't actually know. Like, what are you doing? Like, Jason doesn't actually have GPS. You're always within eye shot of him because you're slowly walking and stopping. At one point in the movie, they just narrowly escape Jason and then stop to take in the city. Like they literally stop and they're like, oh, look how amazing New York is. I'm like, no, I've never been to New York. You want to know how much time I would spend looking at anything? 0% of times.
I feel like there's a metaphor in here for procrastination versus dedication. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he is it's like the slow and steady wins the race. Jason Voorhees is just that turtle. He's just like, I'm gonna get you. Like he's yeah,
you think you're gonna get away.
Okay, so dude, I'm gonna get to like the reason I said the thing about the head with the issues. Steven, there's a character who goes up to a roof, right? He goes up to a roof. By the way, why? Like, what are you doing? What do you like? Like worst idea you could possibly have? He's like, oh, Jason's not gonna get me up on this.
Yeah, the roof. There's one entrance to
There's
the
one
top of the
entrance.
roof. So I mean, your only escape is to either jump off the roof or
Yeah,
run past him.
run. Yeah, get around.
And
Like
he's huge. Let's be. Jason's like 7 foot, 8 foot tall, right? Is he
yeah,
like
he's
pretty
huge.
big?
He's huge. He's a big guy. Steven. So this guy, right? This guy gets up on the roof and he gets to the point where he's like face to face, mano a mano, like with Jason Voorhees, right? This undead, monstrous hockey player who he has seen kill numerous people at this point, and he's just like, "I got you. I'm gonna get you," and he just starts punching. Now the funniest thing in the whole world, Steven, is they cut off all of the music. There is not one shred of music during this whole sequence. It lasts.
Just two guys breathing and fighting.
No, it's one guy breathing heavily and just punching Jason Voorhees with all he has. And Jason just kind of just taking it, like just slugs on his chest and his face, just slug, getting hit, just slowly moving back. No, Steven, I'll tell you, I was watching and I was like, okay, they're going to move Jason toward the edge of the building and Jason's going to stab this guy off the building. Like, that's what's going to happen, right? Like, all right. Like, so I'm watching it. No music, just like this guy. But it's like Rocky. Like Rocky does this thing where like he lets people punch him and he gets beat up, but he has heart, so he comes back at the end. And even though he's tired, they're more tired, and he's gonna come back and get him. It's this whole rope-a-dope thing, you know. And I was like, oh man, Jason's rope-a-doping him. He's letting this guy get tired. So as he's getting closer and closer, I was like, he's gonna push him off. He's gonna push him off. Steven, they get to the very edge of this building, and the guy stands up just like out of breath, completely just depleted of all human energy. And he just looks at Jason. He's like, come on. And Jason just gives him like a right hook and literally decapitates him. And the guy's head flies into the guy's head flies into a car and his body falls down into a trash can. And it's the funniest scene I've ever seen. Like, it's so funny.
Like he just uppercuts a guy's head off like Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah,
like
he literally does. He gets beat up like the whole time. It's like all 78 minutes of this fight on the roof with no music, and then just boom. And it's so funny. So anyway, like the last thing I want to say about this, I promise. The last thing I want to say, and the reason that I'm like, this is what's really confusing about like the time frame and like how much time exists between these movies and like what Jason is and like how he grows and how he works. Steve, at the end of this movie, Jason drowns, which, by the way, obviously water is like it's his thing. It's his kryptonite, right? He's like, oh, water. Oh, I'm not good at this, you know?
I demand a last Airbender movie with Jason representing water and Freddy representing fire.
Yeah. I mean, that's yes, we need this. Like, let's make this happen.
Are there two more? Who's an air horror character? Twister? It's just the tornado from Twister.
Twister.
It's just literally the tornado, and it just replays the scene of like
it just hits you with a cow. Yeah. It's another cow. I think that
was it Bill Paxton. It's just that scene of him getting in the tornado over and over again. That's just like what's replaying in this weird situation.
So he drowns, right? Like his kryptonite takes him. He's like, blah 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 blah. But instead of just dying or dissolving or decomposing in some way where you'd be like, oh, that makes sense. He's been like this weird, like mushy corpse underwater. Like, how much water can this guy take on before he just evaporates? You know, he doesn't do
a puddle of nothing.
So Jason doesn't like become what was it, Senator Kelly from X-Men? Like, he doesn't like goo. I expected him to goo. I was like, oh, he's gonna goo it up so good, and then he'll reconstitute later. No, he turns into a literal child, Steven. A literal child, and he's just dead. He's dead.
So in this movie, you're telling me that they have a Mortal Kombat fatality, but then someone performs a babality too. And just transforms him into a baby.
Yes, he does. And I was like, so I'm watching this movie and I was like, okay, but here's the thing, Steven. So I was like, okay, what is Jason Voorhees? Because here's the thing. He gets resurrected by someone who's pretending to be him and like mocking him, right? Like someone who's like putting on a mask and causing chaos in the world, and he gets revenge against them. And then he goes out and he realizes like, hey, I was killed, my mom was killed, I'm gonna get revenge against the people I see who didn't help me to stop that, and who might have even like instigated that or helped perpetuate in some way. And so he chases after this girl and he tries to get her, and he's like, I'm gonna get revenge. And then he even sees some like hoodlums, like terrible. By the way, like definitely the worst villains in this movie are these two dudes who literally kidnap a teenage girl, stick her with a needle to drug her and attempt to assault her. I mean, they do assault her, but they attempt to do more types of assault to her. And Jason stops them and kills them both. Okay, so he comes back to avenge. He comes back to seek justice. Stephen, he comes back to seek justice. He takes to the streets. He cleans the streets of their worst criminals.
He's like, nobody's killing young people unless it's me. He's just like.
And then Steven, at the end, he turns into a little boy. So he kind of has this whole like, he is either Batman or Shazam. Like, he is Billy Batson. He turns into like the Jason Juggernaut, takes to the streets to clean up the trash, and then like goes swimming again and becomes a little boy.
Becomes the child again, like in the lake.
I have so many questions. I need to watch number 9 to see if they explain at all how he comes back. Now, what I remember is that he comes back, and then for some reason, they kill him and explode him, and a cop eats his heart. That's my whole memory of the next movie. Steven, now, and I love this, dude, because like I've like some memories.
Why would you eat something's heart that looks like that?
I think it was speaking to him in a way. Like, I think it was one of those like, mesmerizing thing where he's just like, it's
which kind of leads credence to our whole demon theory.
Yeah, dude. And like, I don't know. I have to see it. I have to see number 9. But I really want to watch all these movies. I'm thinking about watching them all and seeing if I can piece together what the heck Jason really is and like how he works. I don't know if it makes sense or like if there is a cohesive.
You need to write a book. And it's just you like this. And it's like the many masks of Jason.
Yes. I like, so I just want to say this. So if you have any theories, or like if you don't know what Jason is, but you have thoughts based on what we've said, that's the stuff I want to hear. I don't want to hear if you like have read like some like extreme.
If you know the deep, you know who does know the deep lore? Listen, Josh Eppard, Coheed and Cambria, come on our show. Let's talk some Jason Voorhees.
Does he?
He loves horror movies, but specifically loves Jason Voorhees.
Really?
Oh I bet he would know all these questions.
I'm gonna get him on. Get him
on, man.
Dude, okay, this is our plan. I'm gonna watch these movies, and once I catch up to myself, once I catch up to 9, I know the first one really well, so I'm not gonna watch that. I'm gonna start with number 2, and I'm gonna go forward. But once I catch up, I'm going to contact him. I'm gonna see if I can get him on the show.
And dude, just straight up say, listen, man, you can talk about whatever. I want to talk about Jason Voorhees. So that's what we're talking. That's what we're here to talk about is Jason Voorhees.
100%, dude. It would be actually my favorite thing in the world would be to have some people like that, like to have him or have like Mike Allred or like Kevin Smith or like someone on here, but don't talk about like what they do. I know that's what people want to do. But like, are we really going to help Coheed and Cambria? No. So like, let's just have a fun conversation and not talk about, like not try to sell stuff and just talk. That's what I want. That was just going to be a little quick quiz that probably lasted too long. But Steven, we have to get into what's going to be probably our most epic, longest, most ridiculous, hilarious bot chat that I've ever experienced.
This is going to be a long episode, folks. Just buckle up.
Okay, so let me give context before we get into the theme song, which is, by the way, like one of my favorites. I just have to say, no. So for those of you out there who may have never seen our show, every once in a while, I get DMs, I get messages, direct messages, private messages from people who are claiming to want something from me, money or love, and I do my best to accommodate. I try to be there for people and just like, just really be one-on-one and with obvious scammers and robots and people who are trying to ruin our lives, Steven. But what I do is I talk to them and I create characters and see how long they'll go along with it. And sometimes, Steven, they go along with it for too long. But I will say this is probably one of my favorite conversations I've ever had with a random obvious scammer situation.
Anthony dates the robot is what you're telling me.
This one cracked me the hell up, and I just like, we have to do this. Like, we have to put this. It's gonna take a minute to get through this. So I'm warning you all right now. It's gonna be a bit of a long one, but it's gonna be worth it.
It's quite the bot chat. But anyways, welcome to We Have Issues. Infamous. I'm leaning into that. The greatest segment we have, which is Anthony dates robots. That actually is consistently the same one.
That's very true. Okay, Steven. So for this one, we're both going to be playing technically 3 characters because I believe this person gives me 3 different names, although it's just one single person. I will be playing, as far as I recall, 3 different characters. So here we go. So this is a person whose name on Instagram was Onara Sampson or Kate Smith.
She has 150 followers and she follows you.
Yes.
Hello. How are you doing? Hello.
Hey.
Where are you chatting from? I'm Aria Giovanni. Hello.
Aria Giovanni, you are too thirsty even for a scammer. I'm going to need you to take a cold shower and come back to this conversation.
This is a picture of me. I'm here to make love with you. Okay.
She sends a picture of a woman in a dress, like kind of looking over her shoulder.
Loki kind of looks like Fran from The Nanny.
She does.
And then she sends a naughty one. But anyways, yeah. Okay. Are you there? Naughty picture.
Yeah, she sends a completely topless picture in the shower.
Oh man, she is forward.
Yeah, she's very forward. So she says,
I'm here to shower now. Let me see your dick so I can come and enjoy your dick. Hello.
So I send a picture of my favorite Dick Tracy.
God, I love Dick Tracy. Wow, you are a good man. Do you have a wife and son? I want to hear from you now. Here spelled incorrectly. Hello. Are you there? Did you got my message?
Yeah, I'm here, just working hard.
Okay. I like that because good men work hard because of his wife. Hello. How are you doing?
Hey, doll. I'm as good as any gumshoe can be in this good-for-nothing town. How are you?
I'm doing good, my love. Why do you leave me here since all this days?
I was on a case. I have a permanent case of gum on my shoe. Gum that's sticky and full of dirt, see? The filth of the city sticks to me and keeps me slow. I need a place to rest my head, see? A soft, squishy place of fine meats. Will you be my place?
Yes, I will be your place. Just give me some money so that I can come and meet you.
Like right away. So, you're after my money, huh? There's no shortage of dames looking to snag my dimes. What's in it for me?
I swear to God, once you give me money for gas, I will come and meet you.
The only God I know is the streets, and he's never been nothing but harsh, cold, and distant. Are you any good at solving crimes? I could use a sidekick. My last one bit the dust a few weeks back, and I've been carrying my own bags. It's a bad look for a good detective. I need someone who can help me carry my load.
Yes, trust me, my love. I will make you happy.
What will your sidekick name be? Gotta be something that goes with Dick.
Yes, I want to come and enjoy your dick.
So she says, I want to come and enjoy your dick. And I said, enjoy my what?
I wanted to come and enjoy your dick.
Enjoy my what, though? You keep saying you want to enjoy my something, but I need you to specify. Wait, unless this is a riddle. Are you hinting at something?
No, my love. I want to come and be with you for the rest of my life. That is what I mean.
Oh, good. That's basically the top qualification for being my sidekick, a willingness to die by my side.
You will not die in the name of God so that I can come and be with you.
Oh, I can't be killed, sweet face. I'm the main character, see? It's you who will be 6 feet deep after Shovel Cheeks Malone does you in. But it's worth it. But it's worth it for the thrill of the adventure, right?
Nobody will die in the name of God. Just try your possible best to give me money for gas so that I can come and meet you, okay?
You're awfully concerned with the money and less concerned about putting in the work, hitting the streets, taking justice by the throat and making it call you papa. You need to get your head in the game. This is life or death. Are you in or are you out?
I'm here, my love.
Good. What will your sidekick name be? What do I call you?
Kate Smith. I'm scared of what you are saying, my love. What is going on now, my love?
I'm writing your obituary. I like to do that to every new recruit on day one. I can't be writing obits while I'm looking for new sidekicks in a few days. I need at least an hour to mourn Kate Smith.
What are talking about, my love?
I need money for a tombstone, though. Can you send me some dough? Some moolah, coin, filthy Benjamins.
You will not die in the name of God.
But you will. We both know it.
You mean you have a lot of money in your Bitcoin wallet?
Oh, yeah, it's clearly what I was. Bitcoin wallet? That sounds like it's something Digiface Dexter would say. Are you working for the enemy? Are you one of these no-good do-batting crooks? I knew it.
No, my love. What do you mean by saying that? I'm a good and honest woman, and I believe in God.
I'm on to you, doll. Can't put one past good old Dick.
How can you make it possible for me to come and meet you?
Well, first, let's settle this business of your grave. What should I write on this brick? I have my Sharpie ready.
No, what do you mean? Am still alive.
For now, yeah, but the streets are rough and you seem sensitive and sponge-like.
If you love me, just let me know, okay? Just let me know if you want me to come and meet you. Are you there? I just want you to get me some money so that I can fill my gas to come and meet you. Hello? Are you there? Audio call started at 4:49 p.m. Missed audio call at 4:49 p.m. Call back. Hello? Hello? Just try your possible best to give me some money to fill my gas to come and meet you. Hello? Are you there? Hello? Are you there? Hello? Are you there?
So, okay, so she goes on and on for a long time. She calls me out several times, and I write, "You tried to call me while I was deep under in Smarty Pants McGillicuddy's chop shop."
Yes, I have called you, my love. What happened to you now? Can you just try and get me some money so I can fill my gas to come and meet you? Hello!
You don't understand what you've done. There's so much meat juice, and most of it's mine. I'm not gonna make it. I'm dying. Passing on. Biting the bullet.
Don't say that again, my love.
I'm going to the mean streets in the sky. Listen, I need you to do something for me.
What? What do you want me to do for you, my love?
I need you to tell the world that you love me. Tell everyone that you love Dick. I can't sleep anymore.
I'm not happy, my love. Please don't leave me alone. I love you so much and I will continue to love you. Talk to me now, my love. Let me see a picture of you now.
So, time goes on. I say, "Who is this? Do you know this lump of dead meat? Come get this body out of my warehouse."
Hello. How are you doing? Why are you is this the okay? Why are you doing this to me, my love? You did not talk to me. What is going on now? Video call started.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
He tried to video call me. I really wanted to answer and I didn't get it because I was doing other stuff. So
video call started. Hello, video call started. Are you there?
Your friend is dead, you understand? He's gone. Sleeping with the fishes, out to pasture. A third saying that I'll come up with after coffee.
Why are you saying this, my love?
I filled him full of holes for sticking his sniffer where it don't belong. You'll beat bricks if you know what's good for you.
Not my love. I did not understand what you are saying.
I'm saying you should turn tail, hit the road, make like a tree, forget this good for nothing and live your life while you can. If you ever come looking for revenge, just know Smarty Pants McGillicuddy will be waiting.
Hello? Are you there? What is going on now? Hope you did not need me again.
Need? Smarty Pants McGillicuddy don't need no one.
Hello? How are you doing?
You know, I'm not great. I've been doing a lot of reflecting, see? I'm starting to think that maybe often every Joe in the dust ain't the way. I've hurt a lot of people, most of all myself.
But why do you always hurt me, my love?
How did I hurt you? Oh, you mean by taking out your man? I did you a favor. I've seen that dick out and about with no fewer than 16 side pieces.
You did not do anything for me.
You were just another notch on his bedbow sweet lips. You would end up nothing but another line in a song or whatever Fall Out Boy says all the time.
I have not received anything from you before. What do you mean by that? I told you that I want to come and meet you.
Me? You want to meet Smarty Pants McGillicuddy?
Yes, I said I want to come and be with you.
Be with me? What do you mean? You talking about popping the meat socket? Smooshing the goods?
I want to make you happy and be your wife forever.
Oh, you want to play ring around the finger with a circle of shiny rocks, huh? I admit it, it's tempting, leaving this life, but it's all I know.
I want to know, are you still alive? Hello?
Who, me? Ain't nothing taking Smarty Pants McGillicuddy out. No way, no how. I'm gonna live forever, see?
I love how this is a perfect mixture of Rocket Raccoon and Mo. That's what this voice is. It's like the best mixture of both. I did not understand you again.
And you never will, doll. You never will. Hey, someone's here. Did you call the fuzz? The boys in blue?
No, I did not call anybody.
Somebody ratted us out.
Show me the person.
Ugh, I'm losing a lot of juice, doll. They came in blasting.
Send their picture to me now.
More iron than housewife on a Sunday morning. I got enough lead in me to be radioactive, doll. I ain't gonna make it. Do you pray?
Yes, I'm praying. Man, this poor person has been through 2 deaths. Yes, I'm praying for you now.
Pray that son of a bitch who did me and guess what's coming to him. I'll be back someday. So long, Toots.
Send your picture to me now.
Dies. Comes back to life briefly for one last kiss.
Are you a ghost?
If anyone asks, tell him that Smarty Pants McGillicuddy was here, and he ain't never got by no one know how, especially no 2-bit crooked cop. Dies again.
I said, are you a ghost?
Who is this?
And she wastes absolutely no time to lure in the third person.
Yeah, she sends a very revealing picture, not fully naked, but very butt forward. And so this is Detective Brick Griffin. I found this phone on a deceased criminal. It seems to have belonged to an old friend of mine. Have you seen Dick?
No, can you show me?
So I send the same picture of Dick Tracy.
Yes, I have this before. Are you a ghost?
You've seen Dick? Where? I've been looking everywhere, and I can't seem to get my hands on him.
You have to pay for it so that I can show you.
You're trying to nickel and dime a man of the law? This ain't my first rodeo, ma'am. I got a lot of questions that need answering, and no, it can't be.
It can be, trust me. Once you have paid for it, I will show you everything, okay?
We found him. We found Dick's body in the trash, just thrown out back with just thrown out back without so much as a brick to mark his grave.
I will show you the grave. Just send me some money now so that I can show you.
Right? Like what monster is behind this? Anyway, okay. Are you listening to me? Open your eye ears. The man is dead, and there's no grave. He's gone. Did you know him well? How much did you love Dick?
No, I did not know him.
Well, then we have no further business.
I love him as much as you love him. Gotta back it up.
It can't get better than that. That's amazing.
I love him as much as you love him. I know what I can do for you to see him. And I promise you that once you pay for it, you will see the dick.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying this husky meat ain't my best friend? He was my partner when I was a rookie, the best man at my wedding. I know him like the back of my gun.
I know that is your backbone. That is why I wanted to help, okay?
All right. Our business here is done. I have to contact a lot of sidekicks' families about the sudden loss of the best dick any of them ever knew. I'll contact you if the department has any questions.
Okay, no problem. I will be expecting your feedback.
I mean, come on. Who does that, Steven? Who are these people?
I'm just so glad you ultimately got the scammer to say the dick, basically.
Oh, exactly. It was
what a way to end that thread. Like you actually pushed it enough.
That person still messages me every single day, Steven. They're still saying, "Are you there? Are you there? What are you doing?" I could literally start a new conversation every day with them. I want to get them to voice message me or video chat me so I can record it for the show. If I can do it would be amazing. It would be amazing to do that. I could call them right now. I don't know if it would work. I don't know if they'd actually answer. It would be funny, but I don't know, dude. I just that was cracking me up that they just kept going along with it. And then they got to the point where they asked if I was a ghost. And I was like, okay, what is this? And what do you want? But then they kept pushing, asking for money and stuff. And I was like, okay, this is they don't care. They're willing to throw any spaghetti at the wall and just hope it sticks.
Let's just talk for as long as you need to talk. This is whatever you want.
You're giving me those filthy digits. Give me all your information. I'm not going to. Come on. At some point they have to. I know. I get it. They're just boomhowering the situation. They have a million conversations open. Anyone who says anything to them, they throw a response in hopes that something will come to it. So you cast the largest net ever and hope that you get in get the fish or whatever. But it's you have to know when to cut those nets and like throw it somewhere else, right? You can't just keep doing it. That's it. I mean, it's like it's the repetition, it's the insanity, doing the same thing, expecting different results over and over. It's crazy. Anyway, thank you all for listening to that. But now, Steven, this is the time where we talk about, well, what are we doing next week? What are we doing this week? What do you have planned?
Well, I'm gonna keep working on the comic book I think this is actually finally like a non-expectation weekend. I think my mom's gonna stop by Saturday to bring Cammy her gifts because my mom didn't make it to the party. But yeah, like nothing like on like our schedule basically. So I'm gonna try to push and draw as much as I can.
So you're aiming for 2?
Yep.
Nice.
So that'd be 13 and 14, I guess. It would be,
yes, I'm going to see Guardians of the Galaxy tomorrow, which I'm super
enthused. I need to do that. Maybe I'll make plans to do that with Tina though.
I'm gonna cry so much. I can tell already. I
don't know who's gonna die, but I have a feeling there's gonna be a couple at least.
Yeah, I don't want any spoilers. Like, I'm going to see it tomorrow. I'm so excited. I know nothing. Like, I know so little about this movie except for it's supposedly the last Guardians movie, and like it feels like, based on like the very first trailer is what I watched, and I was like, okay, someone's gonna die for sure, and it's gonna be sad. And I know, and I have a few guesses, just like everyone else. I'm not gonna do it because I don't trust people enough to not give me spoilers. But Atlas is going with his mom this week for the next 2 days, which means I'm gonna do as much as I can. Like, I'm gonna color. I'm gonna really focus. I'm gonna go see Guardians, and then I'm gonna sit down like it is my life and my job, and I'm going to freaking color. And that's what I'm gonna do. Like, the next 2 days, I'm gonna focus as hard as I can to get these pages done. Like, no excuses. I'm gonna put on my plan is to put on all the Jason movies and just color as I'm like
color and watch. Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna watch, and that's my favorite. I love doing that. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So that's my plan. That's our plan. Thank you all for making it through this episode. Thank you all for joining us for another crazy week of We Have Issues. We love doing the show. We're so thankful to have you along. If you enjoy our segments, let us know. Let us know like what your favorite segments are. Let us know if we haven't done one in a while and you're like, hey, whatever happened to like comic conjectures or like pitches get stitches or whatever. Like, if you like those a lot, let us know and we'll try to throw some in the mix. We were supposed to do some questions this week, but our episode ran super long. I don't know.
So next week we'll just add them to the questions we have next week. We'll probably do a segment. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah, we'll do that.
Questions will be answered, Lee and Jess, I promise.
Yes, actually, I'm gonna start a Google Doc where I keep track of those questions so I can make sure we always get to them. But if you have questions for us, you can ask them below in the comments. Ask them on Twitter. We're at ask us at, our names are all below. Also at We Have Issues Pod. Go check us out. But anyway, thank you all for joining us every week. Thank you for being a part of this colony and being here for us. If you want to like have your books mentioned on our show the way we mentioned Jeff Schiller, first of all, go back his book. Show us, go show up for friends. Like, let's actually build a community and do this. Like, if you haven't backed his book, go throw $1 at him and help him out and like show up and let us know, and we'll back your book and we'll share it all across our social media and do what we can to like help people and bolster each other as much as we can, because that's what we're doing, is what a colony is, right? Like, that's what else are we doing here, Steven? But anyway, thank you so much. Steven, you wanted to say anything to them for it?
I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You're incredible. Thank you for tuning in every week. Thank you for supporting us on our socials, for supporting our dreams. We greatly appreciate you, and I hope you all have a wonderful week.
Thank you all. Thank you for listening and participating in this like hilarious, ridiculous thing that we do every week, and we love you. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And this has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next week.
Boom!
All right, now, Steven, last thing I want you to do is give me some sweet poses. Ooh, that's too good. What do you? Hang on, I'm gonna put that on me. Arms behind me and give me your arms.
Okay. There you go. But yeah, and then the new heart. What's the new heart?
It's this. For my bestie.
I don't like it.
Okay, my theory, I don't know for sure. My theory is when you take selfies, this doesn't, or like when you take pictures, this doesn't look as good. Like, especially like this, right? But like when you do it this way, it's open on both sides, no matter what. Like,
I got you.
You know what I mean? It's
clearly half of a heart.
It's very clearly half of a heart. Whereas this, you have to angle.
Could be C is for cookie. You're not even sure.
Yes. And I think that's why, because like I very much like every other grandpa in the world was like, it's dumb. But the more I think about it, the more it makes sense when you in the context of pictures. Like, that makes so much sense. That's a heart, whereas this like can be a heart, but also could be a C or whatever else. Anyway,